I bagged a Bachelor of Arts degree from the premier university of my country in 2002. I started searching for a job after my graduation, but to no avail. My country has a very high level of unemployment rate, especially among graduates. As a matter of fact, the rate of unemployment in my country as at 2020, the time of this recording, is 27.1%. This means that 1 out of every employable 3 adults is unemployed. In my country, who you know is more important than what you know, when it comes to getting a job. This is the reason the best jobs in the country are usually reserved for the friends and relations of the high and mighty. In my own case, I was told that the course I studied in the university was not marketable because it does not qualify me for gainful employment in a corporate organization. Hence, I was told by some people that I may not be able to do any reasonable thing in the business world with my school certificates, though my school training may be helpful if I use it as the foundation for other trainings. The first advice I was given by friends and relations was to advance my studies in the discipline I studied as an undergraduate up to doctorate degree so that I can become a university lecturer. The second advice I was given was to undergo further academic training in a discipline that is required for employment in a corporate organization. I decided to work with the first advice, advancing my studies in the same discipline. But while I was planning to go back to the university for a postgraduate degree program, I got an appointment with an educational consultancy organization in my country. Honestly, I would not have accepted the appointment for any reason, if my primary motivation for work was money. The reason is that the remuneration was nothing to write home about. I accepted the job because I was tired of staying at home, and urgently needed a job to keep myself busy, as I always detest laziness. Nevertheless, I was very highly committed to the job. I also gave my best to the job. Another interesting thing was that in addition to performing excellently well in the job, I also found favor before my employer because of my productivity and honesty. He rated me the best among all his employees. I also found favor before the clients of the organization. My employer was so confident in me that he appointed me to head the first branch of the company in less than 1 year of working with the organization. We jointly funded the new branch of the company, and I started living on commission, rather than on salary. The new appointment and the remuneration was much better than that of the previous position. In addition, the new appointment also gave me some freedom. That was how my journey to entrepreneurship started as a fresh graduate. This was in early 2003. It was at that time that I received the letter of admission into a postgraduate degree program from the premier university of my country. I informed my boss of my plans to further my studies, and solicited his advice, as we were good friends. He told me that his fear was that I would likely not do well in my studies and the job, if I retained both of them. He advised me to consider sacrificing the job for the studies, or the studies for the job, to enable me concentrate on one at a time. In my response, I told him that the job would not affect the studies, and the studies would also not affect the job, but that the studies and the job would both affect me. He smiled at me for the intelligent answer, and endorsed my plan to further my studies. I completed the postgraduate degree program with the best result in the class, yet, did well in the job, though the job and studies really affected me, as I said before my boss. After the academic program, I gave the job the best attention it deserved, and also got the best result from it. I rented an apartment and moved into it. I had a very good friend. We met in our first year in the university as undergraduates, and became intimate friends. We also passed through the postgraduate degree program together. He moved into my apartment with me, and lived with me, as he had no job. But he has a different mindset and attitude from mine. He insisted on getting a high-paying job after our graduation. Do not forget in a hurry that I said earlier that the level of unemployment in my country is very high. In addition to that, I also said that when it comes to getting a job in my country, who you know is more important than what you know. After several abortive efforts of getting a high-paying job, I advised him that he cannot continue doing what he was doing and expect a different result. I advised him to think of what he could do for himself rather than continuing his abortive efforts of searching for non-existing jobs. I even offered to create a space for him in the organization I was managing then. I was very disappointed that he turned down the offer in a hurry, and told me that he has made up his mind that he will not work in any organization outside the oil and gas, telecommunication, or banking industry because they have the highest paying jobs for graduates in the country. I advised him to reconsider his decision in the light of obvious realities and circumstances of his life. I advised him to accept one of the available jobs, at least for a start, since the desirable jobs are not available because it is usually easier to change a job than to get a new job. My advice fell on deaf ears. I was not surprised with that anyway because he always has challenge accepting people's advice. That was in 2005, the year we completed our postgraduate degree programs. But why am I telling this story? The reason is that 15 years down the line, my bosom friend who refused to start small is still searching for a high-paying job. He still lives with his parents because he cannot afford to rent a house, and the government of my country has no welfare package for people like him. He also has not married because he has no job and cannot take care of himself, let alone a family. Today, his life is immersed in deep frustration, agony, and misery, as he lives in abject poverty. Our classmates who started with low-paying jobs are happy today. They got better jobs later. Their low-paying jobs were the foundations of the better jobs they got later, though they were very committed in the jobs. Though I accepted my first job with a low remuneration, it is largely responsible for the career and financial success I enjoy today. The job funded my postgraduate degree program years back. Though I am now an independent entrepreneur, motivational author and speaker, publisher, life coach, mentor and consultant, I would not have been where I am without the low-paying job. This story will help you understand the power of humble beginning. I have come to realize from experiences and daily observations that people who refuse to start small do not start at all. The more you procrastinate starting, the more difficult it becomes to start because some factors that are in your favor may be against you later. In the case of my friend for instance, can you imagine a graduate searching for an entry job into the labor market in his mid-40s, the age people who started early retire? It is obvious that age is not on his side anymore, and indeed, this is a serious challenge for him. The best time to start is today, and the best place to start is from where you are. If you consider what you have today insufficient to start, you may never have sufficient resources to start any time in the future. It may interest you to know that some people wish they have what you have before they can start. Today is early, but tomorrow may be late, if not too late. You should cherish what you have, and start with it. Even the sacred scripture admonishes that you should not despise the days of humble beginning. I have experienced the power of humble beginning, and it is indeed very profitable and rewarding. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step in the right direction. Though you should think big, you should start small. Though you should think global, you should start local. Rome was not built in a day. You may never be able to start tomorrow, if you do not start today. Delay is very dangerous. Procrastination is not only a thief of time. It is also a killer, murderer, and destroyer of destiny and fortune. It is very instructive to note that there is no perfect time to start anything in life. Those who wait for perfect time before doing something, always end up doing nothing. Why are you still delaying taking the first step? Why are you still procrastinating? Wake up. The right time to start is now. Get up. The right place to start is where you are now. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you should share it with your friends and relations. I also hope that you have subscribed to this YouTube channel. If you have not done so, please click the subscription link below so that you will watch other educative videos in this channel. You should also turn on the notification bell so that you will be notified whenever a new video is published in this channel. Thanks for watching.